Hello everyone, I'm Tamara and welcome to Tam Psych Advice. Today we're going to talk about INFJ leaders. I think when it comes to leading, INFJs have one of the most original styles. They can run institutions and organizations with a depth of emotion that most types find hard to emulate. Of course, there is the caveat that I've seen leadership in two types of INFJs. One is incredibly serious and private, while the other one has a more extroverted, emotionally driven type. That's the beauty of the ever so confusing and sometimes subjective MBTi system. You can learn so much about who you are that's fascinating and shockingly true, and yet there are variations of each type. The same holds true for INFJs. INFJ leaders can work at both ends of the spectrum, getting some things done ahead of time and others at the last minute. Some tasks INFJ leaders work out far in advance. They will have agendas plotted on the calendar far ahead of schedule and add to it in their daily grind. But then their more spontaneous side taps in and suddenly they are working a new plan at the last minute, wielding in the troops to make something fascinating happen. There will be loose ends that need to be tied up. There will be other plans already in play that will get pushed aside and reconfigured by their constituents in favor of the INFJ's new, more pressing project or plan. There will be a few glitches that there isn't time to iron out. But INFJs, although perfectionistic and hard on themselves at times, has another area in their brain that leaves room for mistakes. They understand that mistakes are a very real and prevalent part of human nature. Humans are fallible creatures, and accepting mistakes leaves room for personal growth and improvement. It's simply too hard on a person to not allow another human being grace, which is something that an INFJ leader will make room for. INFJ leaders may not get hung up on someone being late for work. They value great workers, and they know the person will be there soon enough. Their concern is safety. Take your time. Get here safely. They have much bigger fish to fry, and getting caught up in such details, even if deep inside they do not like it, it isn't worth confrontation, and it's a small thing that most humans will contend with at some point or another, including themselves. INFJs make very compassionate leaders. They look out for the people who work for them. They want to make sure everyone has everything they need to succeed, whether it be extra supplies or materials or extra support. What equipment is needed to do your job well? They want that provided to you. They understand that an unhappy, disregarded worker can sink the whole atmosphere. They will pour into their people rather than deplete and fray them. They want to take care of everyone. They are positively positive generators. They are going to verbalize to the people who work for them what they are doing right. They seek to edify, not put down, build up, and not degrade, point out positive character traits, and use flaws as a point of growth to give someone a great learning experience to make them better. It doesn't mean they can't show someone who's boss or even become emotionally irate when feeling disrespected. They can stand up for themselves when necessary, but if they can avoid unnecessary problems and stir-ups, they will do so graciously. They believe in treating people with kindness, respect, and dignity. INFJs will enjoy the special attention they get from being a boss. Some INFJs have been through traumatic circumstances in life and will use that to their advantage, to help others, to troubleshoot, to make sure people feel heard and cared for. If they can repair the damage that they were subjected to in childhood by healing others, they will gladly do it. It gives them a sense of control. They are driven by power, steering in the driver's seat to make improvements, and not as a way of self-validation in the way that a narcissist would. Narcissists have an ulterior motive for why they want to rule over, crack the whip on people. They have a subconscious need to make people feel inferior, to elevate themselves to superior. That is the language of a narcissist. INFJs are quite the opposite and do not believe that a leadership position should be used for power-driven tactics to elevate the self, but to do the opposite. They will often put others' needs ahead of their own, modeling enormous kindness and grand gestures of sensitivity to difficulties people might be facing personally. They show deep compassion, which others are grateful for. So strong is the INFJ's ability to walk in empathy, compassion, and even wearing their heart on their sleeves that people around them will start to mimic that empathy for others. There's something magical and attractive about the way INFJ emotes, especially being a rare type, therefore rare in leadership. So much so, it's not unusual for people to try to copy their style. An INFJ may even take for granted how much they are beloved by others. INFJs usually have something special about the way that they dress, too. There's usually a pizzazz or something unique about their sense of style. They usually have a flair for how to dress, which makes them also stand out among others. Have you ever observed an INFJ boss? What do you think they would be like, or what have you noticed about them? Let us know in the comments, and if you're interested in an INFJ, check out my book, Flip the Script on Love, and it will help you get the desired outcome for a romantic love relationship, and you get the perspective of an ENFJ who decided to write a book about love. So until the next video, bye!